In this video, we'll look at the document object model in JavaScript. The document object model, or DOM, is a programming interface for web documents. It represents the page so that programs can change the document structure, style, and content. The DOM provides a structured representation of the document as a tree of objects, making it possible for programming languages such as JavaScript to interact with. So let's go ahead and look at some concepts of the DOM. We have the document object, the root of the DOM tree representing the entire HTML document. We have what you call nodes. Every element, attribute, and piece of text in the document is a node. So examples of nodes are element node, which represent the HTML element, text node, which represent text within HTML elements, and then finally attribute nodes, which represent attributes of elements. Then we have what you call tree structure. The document is structured as a tree of nodes with the document object at the root of the entire tree. So that's it about what we refer to as what? DOM, or the document object model in JavaScript. So this is W3 School's website, and then on introduction to the DOM, we have this diagram representing the visual representation of the DOM, or what the DOM looks like. So at the top, we have the document object followed by the root HTML element, and then we have other elements nodes as well, which is the head, the body, the title, and then other HTML elements. And then we have the attributes node and then the text nodes. So let's head on to my text editor here. So I'll just go ahead and then create index.html file and then some app.js file. So I'll close this tab here. Now I'll just generate a dummy HTML, and then I'll just put an h1 here and say what? Introduction to the DOM, or document object model. So I'll put this here and save. So at the root of the DOM, we have what? The document object. Then we have the root element, or the root of the tree of the document tree. We have the document, and then we have the HTML element, and then in the HTML element we have the head element, or the head node, and then the body node, and then inside the body node we can put other HTML node. So here I have placed what we call the h1 element node. So and then the content of the h1 here is the text node. So I can go ahead and let's say put a paragraph here. I'll just generate this quickly with lorem. So this paragraph is also an element node on its own, and then the content in it is the text node. And then when I go ahead and put a class attribute here and say, let's say text here, and put it here, this attribute here is also what? An attribute node. I can go ahead and create a link. It doesn't go to anywhere. I'll just say what? Click me here and save. And then this href is also what? An attribute what? Node. So let me just go ahead using live server. Let me just open this in my browser quickly. Good. So you can see our page here of the HTML page being rendered here. I'm using live server. So I'll go to my console here in the browser, and then in the console I'll just make this bigger a bit, and then I'll type what? Document. So you can see we get auto completion, and then press enter. When I do that, we get this document here. When I click on this down arrow here, you see that it gives us what? The representation of whatever is in our HTML document here. So as I hover over the element, you see them being highlighted in the web page here. So I can open this, and then you see that we have our h1 here, and then the paragraph, and then what? Our link here. So when I go ahead and then maybe next expand here, and then I'll just use lorem and generate a random text. When I go ahead and run and write document again, you go ahead, you see that span will be part of what? Our paragraph here, or is nested inside our paragraph. So this paragraph here is an element node, and then the text inside is a text node, and then this class attribute here or any other attribute is what? An attribute node, and then the element is also a node on itself, and then at the top of the tree of the document tree we have what? The document, and then the HTML element is the root of the document. So that's it about what? The document object model, which gives us a visual representation or how our HTML is being structured or is being rendered by the browser. So that's all about this video. In the next video, we'll look at how we can manipulate the DOM. So I can just show that to you quickly. So I'll just clear my console. So with this h1, this is the only h1 here. So I can go ahead and say document dot, we have a method called query selector. I'll use the query selector here, query selector, and I'm getting auto completion as well. So I'll just select the h1 here, and then I'll use the text content property here, text content property here, and then set the text content to, let's say, hello. I'll just set it to hello universe, and then press enter, and you see that it has changed to what? Hello universe. When I just close the terminal here, you see that it has changed to hello universe. But since this is not from my HTML document, when I reload, it will go away. So in the next video, we'll look at how we can manipulate the DOM, or we'll look at what we call what? DOM manipulation. That's all for this video. Please subscribe and follow for more videos and contents like this. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.